The crowd roared and cheered as Turpin came into sight. Turpin nodded back bravely. "He looks pale," the woman said. "That's fear." The old man with white hair turned on her. "He has been locked in York Castle for months. He hasn't seen the sun in all that time," he said. Today the pale sun was shining behind the thin April clouds. The teacher sniffed. "I hope Turpin enjoys it," he said. "It's the last sun he will ever see." Turpin's hands were tied. The guards helped him get down from the cart. They looked more afraid than Turpin. The 5 men in black suits watched silently. Are, they are the mourners," the farmer said. "Are they Turpin's friend?" I asked. The teacher sneered. "No, Turpin paid them to be here. They will guard his body." "Guard it?" I asked. "Oh yes," the teacher nodded. "The doctors will want to claim the corpse once Turpin is dead. They will cut it up and show their students how the human body works." "There would be a sin and a crime," the old man said. "The mourners who see the lad safe underground." Turpin wore a rich new coat. "They say hundreds of people went to see him in prison," I said. "They gave him gifts, money and wine." The farmer nodded. "He will die a rich man." Turpin walked from the cart to the scaffold. He passed so close to us that we could touch him. The old man stretched out a hand and clutched the highwayman's sleeve. "Bless you, son," he called. The guards shoved the hand away and pushed Turpin forward towards the ladder. Turpin turned and called back to the old man. "It is a fine day to die, father." The woman tried to move away from the old man, but the crowd was pressing too hard. "You are the villain's father?" she said. The old man nodded and raised his chin with pride. He looked down at me and rubbed my hair. "I remember Dick when he was a lad. Like this. You see, thief and an outlaw are just see my little boy. He was always a cruel bully in school," the teacher said. The old man spat. "You taught him badly, and when he was caught it was you that betrayed him." "I wish it was you up on the scaffold and not my son." The teacher had no answer. Turpin was shown the ladder and he placed a foot on the bottom rung. I could see that his leg was shaking. He stamped his foot on the platform to steady it, and the crowd cheered. "Say something," a voice cried. Turpin turned and waited till a man in a black mask put a noose over his head. He climbed a few more steps. The crowd fell silent. Turpin wasn't a handsome man. His face was marked by scars left by smallpox. "I never meant to harm anyone," Turpin called out. The woman in the green dress gave a snort. "Of the stars, I only tried to make a living," Turpin shouted. "I wasn't born rich. I had to make my own way in life. I did the best I could, and now I go to a better place." "I hope you go to hell," the woman in green muttered. The crowd had just begun to cheer Turpin's bold words when he threw himself off the ladder. I didn't see him die. I turned my head away. The woman took my head and buried my face in the soft satin of her dress. I heard the voices muttering around me. The woman turned to the farmer. "You were wrong. You told the boy that you are never too young to watch a hanging," he said. I looked up but kept my eyes turned away from the scaffold. The old man's face was as cold as iron. "They say revenge tastes sweet," he said softly. "Does it taste sweet to see my son die?" The woman shook her head. "It tastes bitter, so bitter," she said. The old man turned to the teacher. "And how does it feel to betray a man?" he asked. "I was doing my duty," the teacher said. "You taught my boy to read. He was the same age as this lad here," the old man said. and touched my shoulder. Turpin gave me a lot of trouble in school, the teacher replied. Ah, so you betrayed him out of spite, the old man went. The farmer growled. That's nasty, that is. A teacher should be kinder than that. And you, the old man said, you fool, you came to see a man die. You're no better. He turned and walked away from us. The Turpin's body was being loaded onto the cart and the crowd was drifting away. The old man waited for the cart to pass and began to walk behind it. Where are you going? The woman asked all of a sudden. To the Blue Boar Inn, old Turpin said. My son will be laid out in the inn before his funeral tomorrow. He swayed a little as the cart with the body rode past. I thought he was going to faint away. Take my arm, Mr. Turpin, the woman said. He nodded silently. I watched as the two enemies walked off arm in arm. The farmer rubbed his rough hands and gave the teacher a nudge. That's not the end of Turpin, you see, he said. That's not the end.